What's good? Y'all know who it is. Y'all know what it is. It's your boy Matthew Shack live here in Los Angeles. What's goody? Welcome to Matthew Shack Unfiltered on a Saturday. We're just chilling, man. Hope you guys have enjoyed your first day of the weekend. First things first, salute to the Unfiltered Nation. Salute to the Unfiltered fam. What's up, big dog? Salute to the Mod Squad. Go back downstairs, brother. Run the likes up for your boy. Keep the likes at 50% of the audience. Okay, go ahead. I'll go down there in a minute. Last but not least, tip your bartender, y'all. What's poppin', man? What's poppin', man? You know, we in here doing what we do. Daddy duty on effect. Okay. So, you know, you just saw my son. He just wanted to come in and say hello. He might pop his head back over here. But we're almost to the end of this Diddy trial, man. And I told you that I was gonna, continue to cover it, man. But we're at the tail end now. Deliberations will begin on Monday. The jury will be getting will get their formal instructions. And the defense, man, they only did 20 minutes as far as their whole defense. There was 6 weeks of testimony by the prosecution, and the closing arguments was pretty definitive on both sides. And it's just a matter of who you think's gonna prevail. I wish I had an opportunity to be in Vegas right now. I'd definitely put some money down on what I think would happen. But we have technology to help us figure this out, okay? And I'll tell you this right now. There is a thing that is called artificial intelligence. There's a thing called AI. There's a thing called Chat GPT. And it's being used for everything. It's being used for everything you can think of. So why not put in Chat GPT or AI and figure out whether or not Diddy is going to be found innocent or going to be found guilty? And that's exactly what happened. That is precisely what happened. Okay. What do you want?
I'm going to.
Okay. Okay. All right. Go ahead, man. Go ahead for a little bit. All right. So here's what happened. Okay. Diddy's trial nears end, and here's how AI has predicted. Okay. Here's how it has predicted the possible verdict. So this is AI saying this. Sean Diddy Combs could face life in prison if convicted on federal charges. AI takes an analytical guess. All right. So this is all hypothetical. This isn't my opinion. This isn't your opinion. This is AI's opinion. Sean Diddy Combs faces the possibility of life in prison as his federal sex trafficking and racketeering trial nears conclusion. The music mogul stands accused of operating a decades-long criminal enterprise. Okay, racketeer influence criminal organization, Rico. Okay, involving sex trafficking, coercion, and violence. From the federal indictment, he has 5 counts. Now, understand, before the government amended it this week.
If I go to internet.
If you keep bothering me, I'm not going to let you, man. I told you can go ahead for a little bit. You keep coming over here asking me the same question. I get it. I told you it was okay. All right, my son just making sure he don't get in trouble. He's very smart. Okay, ask me again, make sure I said the right thing. Anyway, as I was saying, all right, he faces 5 charges, 5 counts, but there was actually more, and they amended the charges to take out all the attempted crimes. The attempted blackmail, the attempted this, the attempted that, the attempted kidnapping, the attempted arson on Kid Cudi's car. So you do something, you get charged for attempting it and completing it. So they took all those out. So there's only 5 charges. Here are the charges. The indictment includes 5 serious charges, 1 count of racketeering and conspiracy, 2 counts of sex by trafficking by force, fraud, coercion, 2 counts of transportation for prostitution, Mann Act. And if convicted on all courts, Combs could face a maximum sentence of life plus 50 years. So his whole life, he passes away, he gets 50 more. All right. This essentially means life in prison. So here are the actual maximum sentences for each charge. The racketeering conspiracy charge, the Rico, maximum sentence, life in prison. The SEX, trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, 2 counts. 2 counts. Mandatory minimum is 15 years per count. So that would be 30 years. That's the minimum. And the maximum is life per count. And the transportation of prostitution, 2 counts, maximum 10 years per count. So that's the Mann Act. So out of these three major charges, he has pretty much one Rico, 2 of the SEX charges, which can go from 15 to life, and 2 counts of the Mann Act, which is the prosecution, which is 10 years apiece. All right. Whether Combs walks free or spends decades behind bars now rests in the hands of the jury. Let's get these likes up, you guys. And then read below exactly what artificial intelligence decided, weighing everything in. So with all this information, the entire trial, the entire testimony, and the lack of testimony from the defense, here is what AI has conveyed. Here's their AI's following determination on the Diddy trial. The status of the trial, just got to break it down, because this is how ChatGPT or AI does it. They break it down from the beginning to the end. Current stages, closing arguments are underway. That's already passed. 34 witnesses by the prosecution. The defense called no witnesses, suggesting they believe the prosecution has not met its burden of proof. That's the current stage. Key allegations, I told you what they were, okay? Then we got, his ex-girlfriend, including Cassie Ventura, former associates, documented evidence such as text, financials, and a video of the alleged assault. ChatGPT, very, very much on point. All right. The legal, then it breaks it down by category. Legal dynamic, public insight. Prosecution narrative is this. Their case frames Combs as orchestrating a criminal enterprise incorporating violence, coercion, drugs, and intimidation over several decades. This is like one sentence. That's pretty damn good to break the whole case down in a sentence. Defensive narrative, they argue all encounters were consensual and parts of the swinger lifestyle, not criminal. Okay. Their strategy to rest without calling witnesses implies they believe they've injected sufficient reasonable doubt. Okay. This is a criminal case. You have to have reasonable doubt, which is more than 95%. You did it. Okay. Civil court, preponderance of the evidence, which is only 51%. Okay. Expert view. So they got somebody else, expert view. Former legal prosecutor Sonny Helen said on The View that while government presented evidence suggesting potential Mann Act violations, she doubted the prosecution proved the more serious SEX trafficking racketeering charges beyond a reasonable doubt. She have observed skepticism amongst jurors. So that's the expert view in regards to that. So here's the next category that ChatGPT comes out and says, what this means for the innocent or not guilty. Under U.S. law, innocent isn't a formal conclusion. So legally, if someone is innocent, that is not a formal conclusion in a court of law. What matters is whether the prosecution has failed to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. A not guilty verdict doesn't necessarily affirm innocence. Rather, it means the jury wasn't fully convinced of guilt. So you could be guilty. It doesn't matter if you're guilty or innocent. What matters, it doesn't matter if you're innocent or not innocent. What matters if you're guilty or not guilty. Okay. And they can make you, based on the information and the burden of proof on the prosecution, you could be guilty as hell and still walking around. All right. I mean, we see it all the time. And then, you can get a pardon and that's a wrap. So Combs' defensive team decision to arrest without witnesses is often seen as a gamble. Okay, but it signals strong confidence in the strength or weaknesses of the prosecution's case. All right, with the prosecution's compelling narrative, a voluminous testimony, this 34 people testifying, they're vulnerable to this case not working out. So here's what ChatGPT says, the next category. My reasoned estimate. If jurors believe the string of allegations corroborated by multiple accounts and some documentary evidence, the prosecution should secure a conviction. However, the defense aggressive cross-examinations, the lack of defensive witnesses intended to avoid exposing their client to risk, Diddy, and expert commentary from people who who ChatGPT is using as expert testimony. I mean, expert opinion. There's enough doubt to persuade the jurors in Combs's favor. So let's get down to the shit you care about, because I know you didn't care about none of that. All right. Bottom line. This what ChatGPT says. At this point, odds are evenly balanced. This case could go either way depending on how the jury interprets testimony and evidence. A not guilty verdict, meaning the prosecution failed to prove their case, is plausible, but so is a guilty verdict given the severity and consistency of the allegations. ChatGPT said, it's a push, bro. It's a coin flip. The prosecution didn't do their job good enough, according to ChatGPT, to get a slam dunk. Doesn't mean they ain't gonna win, but ChatGPT says it is a coin flip. It's 50-50. And that is a puncher's chance. That's better than a puncher's chance, bro. That's better than a puncher's chance. Diddy might be walking out of here. That better not happen. If the diddler walks out of there, bro, he starts tap dancing, it's a wrap. Man, I ain't even understand it, dog. There will be nobody safe, allegedly. Any of y'all testified against Diddy, any of y'all that came up there, man, said all of that, man, tried to put that man down, and that man gets to walk out of that court a free man? Man, it's barbecue chicken, bro. There ain't nowhere you could go, man. You just need to go and just go kiss the ring, man. You need to be sitting at his mansion, man, on your knees, begging for forgiveness. I'm telling you, dog, that's crazy. But ChatGPT, hey, man, I use ChatGPT all the time, okay? Just let you know. And it says it's evenly balanced, bro. Hey, man, whether D gets convicted or he doesn't, his lawyers did the damn thug thizzle if you're going to go by the data. This is data crunching. Now, this is not a human being, okay? ChatGPT is an inanimate object. It doesn't live. It doesn't eat. It doesn't breathe. It doesn't go poo poo. It doesn't wash his ass. It doesn't do any of that. It's just you put the numbers in, the numbers come out. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. But there's men that lie on that that lied in that witness stand and told the truth, and there's people that the jury, the same thing. Imperfect people who have feelings, people who are going to be jaded, people who are going to feel this and feel that. That's why you got to have 12. That's why you got to have a majority vote. Okay, this could end up a hung jury if they can't get a consensus. Hey man, they can start over. But this right here, bro, reading this right here and reading what ChatGPT has to say about it, man, Diddy's lawyers did an excellent job, man. All they did was go in there, and I mean, you know, they're lucky they wasn't on TV, because if it was on TV, it would have been even worse. Okay, but from the transcripts from the trial that I've read with the cross examinations, I mean, it's been very thorough. Everybody, you could find it very easily, and I'm telling you, Diddy's attorneys really turned the tables and flipped the tables on some of these people that came out. Made some of them look really bad. Made some of them really look very, very crazy, and made it look like they was definitely down. There was, as far as my opinion is, I didn't see somebody who was in there doing things against their will every time. I saw, and it was definitely came out that they was down sometimes, and then maybe other time they went down. And I'm just saying, bro, like there was a lot of cooperation when it came to this, you guys. Okay, so hey man, ChatGPT says it's evenly balanced. The case could go either way, depending on how the jury interprets the testimony and the evidence. A not guilty verdict means that the prosecution failed to prove their case is plausible. And hey, man, that's all you could do, dog. And let's not act like this man ain't got out of a life threatening situation when it came to the courts back in 1999 with the Shine case, and the late great Johnny Cochran, you know, got him out of that one. I know he wishes JC was here right now, but it isn't. He ain't here, guys. Straight up. All right. So let me read you guys his questions, man. But I thought that was highly interesting. I guess we'll find out, man. I'll tell you this, man. If he gets out, bro, I mean, if he beats this case, bro, that's gonna be an all-time great thing. All these people gonna reverse field and reverse ship, and they're gonna be right there rolling, dog. I'm telling you now, people are just keeping their mouth shut just in case, dog. All right. So let's get it on here and see what's going on with you guys, man. Hope you guys having a good Saturday, man. I'm in here chilling. I'm just here so I don't get fined. If you like what we do, sub the channel. But yeah, man, I just thought that was an interesting way to try to talk about this, because we talked about the trial ad nauseum, and it's not even interesting anymore. It's down to, okay, what's gonna happen. But this Chat GPT situation, that was very cool. That was very cool to see what the computer got to say. Okay, I mean, come on, man. The computer says it's a toss up, dog. Okay, all right. What's going on, man? What's happening? What's going on, man? With the topics of the house, man. Got the change name on here, man. Luckily, I know what that is. Okay, what's going on? All right, man. Black man, what's happening? Justin Sizzle, what's goody? Okay, you said, I hate to say it, but Diddy walks free. Hey, dude, I'll tell you this right now, man. If he walks free, then that means that the prosecution didn't do what they needed to do, dog. I mean, they had everything at their disposal. I mean, you talk about, that's a knockout. That's somebody getting their ass knocked out, Debo style. You had 6 weeks of testimony, 34 witnesses, exhibits, video. Also, you guys, the jury got to see the freak off tapes. They weren't shown in open court, but the jury got to see the freak off tapes. Several of them, dog. The ones that had Cassie in them. They got to see the actual videotapes that was confiscated. That's in evidence. So they seen what nobody even knows what's on those tapes, but they seen them. Imagine being in the jury room, watching all of that, bro. I'd be like, man, it's crazy as hell. You could just imagine what's on the tapes. So that's another thing to think about, man. But if he wins this case with all of that, man, government wasting our money, wasted our time. This case had to be in upwards of $100 million to prosecute, man. But if you think about all the raids on 2 properties and all the things that happened, and the housing of him, and all the exhibits and all, man, and the man hours, and man, at least 100 million, bro. At least 100 million. Okay, Justin Sizzle, salute to all the goons in the chat. Ruben Nava, what's going on, man? What's happening? Okay, what's going down? Okay, yeah, my son in here running around doing what he do. Okay, Diddy got Donald J. Trump protecting him. Hey, man, like I said, man, it's good to have friends, bro. Good to have friends. I mean, if I was running around doing all this crazy stuff, I'd like to have somebody bail me out too. I mean, damn, what's the use of doing all of that and not getting away with it? I mean, I got to get away with it. If I'm doing all of that shit, I got to get away with it. That's just me, man. What's the use of doing it? Okay. All right, man. The defense closing argument was weak, in my opinion. Well, I mean, they didn't have no reason. What did they have? They didn't even bring nobody to he didn't testify. The witnesses, they're saying, y'all got it. That's what the defense is saying. Y'all got it. What do you mean we? Y'all calling and saying y'all wasting our time, dog. You don't got it. You don't have it, bro. You don't have the Da Vinci Code, is what the defense is saying. You don't got it, dog. You did all of that barking. You don't got it, bro. Okay, it's like anybody else, man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man. I could beat Jordan 1-on-1 until in his prime until that ball is rolled out, dog. And now you got to line up. Now you got to you talked all that shit. Now you got to back it up. Sit, bro. The burden of proof is on the prosecution. I mean, what do they need to do? Y'all didn't meet the criteria of all of these charges. You didn't meet the racketeering influence, criminal enterprise. You didn't meet the SEX, trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and didn't meet the transportation of prostitution, aka the Mann Act. You got all these charges, bro, and you didn't hit on one. That better not happen, bro. Yeah, they better not happen. Okay, I'm just saying. All right. Okay, what's going on, Los? What's going on? You salute to the UN and the UF. What's going on? Diddy Oyus will be in shambles if he gets life in prison. Hey, man, like I said before, dog. Hey, man, my opinion, dog. I mean, I didn't see a Rico, dog. I didn't see a Rico, man. A Rico, if you really know what Rico charges is, and you were, I mean, I remember when John Gotti was on trial for the Rico, man. I mean, this was mafia people. This is a lot more organized, dog. Like, it doesn't even seem like they got that, because it's like when you have, racketeering and, Rico and all of that, you got to have, the top, and then it goes down like, like a pyramid. Who's the capo? Who's the consigliere? Who's the, the Don is Diddy, then who's under it? We didn't hear nobody else's name, bro. We hear these little underling, little employees, bro. Where are the big dudes at? Okay, I know these people's names. I ain't gonna say them on here, but I know who. I've spoken to them before. I know who was under Bad Boy Entertainment, Diddy, and then those vice presidents and VPs, and then it goes down to. I know that chain of command. Okay, they weren't testifying. They didn't call none of them in. Why? Because then you would have to prosecute them too. All right, so we'll find out, man. Okay, life in prison. Yeah, man. Okay. 2 years, 1 year probation with time served. I mean, that would be ridiculous for them to give them that, because if at least here in California, man, every day that you serve is 2 days. So if you get a year, you say two, like you said, 2 years, he'll be out in a year. I mean, I don't know how it is in New York, but this is Fed, so I don't know. All right. Justin Sauce, I haven't been following the situation, but I like to come on here and say what you got to say. I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing what I got to do. Let's get these likes up, make it pop. Okay. All right, man. It is what it is. Y'all, you got that Diddy oil, dog. I mean, you better be using it. You better be using it, dog. From what I hear, man, it's pretty pricey, bro. I think the stock went up on it. Okay. All right. Let's get these likes up, y'all. Let's do what we do best. Okay. What's up, Bruce? What are we talking about tonight? We just talking about Diddy, dog. Talking about what Chat GPT and AI had to say about it. Okay, straight up, man. Good evening, the Unfiltered Families. God for work. What's going on, Patrice? We just here so we don't get fined. Okay, think Rico is 2 or more people. Yeah, it has to be at least 2 or 3 more people, and there has to be 2 cases of it. So right now, based on what's going on, there's only 1 Rico charge, but they got to show that's all you need, though, to show that it was done more than one time. So if you did, racketeering, influence, criminal, organizational type behavior one time, that doesn't constitute legally as a Rico. It constitutes as whatever it is, coercion, whatever it might be, but you have to have 2 or more cases of that. And I'm saying, man, where's all the people's names that I know? All the people who, when you go look on a Bad Boy Records, you can go look on any album and you're going to see these names. You're going to see the names of executive producers and this and that. Nowhere to be found, and they did not testify. Okay. I'm just saying, bro. I mean, he could still get it, but I'm just saying, I mean, I think it go either way. All right. Black and Gray out. What's going on? What up, Shaq Feds? A day-to-day meaning you can get 30 and do 30. Oh, really? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay. I didn't know that. All right. Like I said before, man, I know state California's one thing, but Fed is a different thing. Okay. Yeah, man. So, it's straight 30 then. It ain't no time served. It ain't no nothing, man. You get 30, that's what you get. Okay. So there ain't no early probation or getting out or all that kind of stuff, dog. I mean, that just doesn't make no sense to me, bro. It don't make no sense to me, man, to be doing all of this, bro, and thinking you're not getting away with it. I don't understand it, dog. Okay. I mean, I knew a lot of criminals, bro. Friends with a lot of them, females too. Even was involved with them like I shouldn't have been. Okay. And they just think different. Okay. Straight up, man. Their mindset is totally different than yours. Okay. If you don't have a criminal mindset, man, for me, I had everything I wanted and I had to do nothing. Like I had better cars than my drug dealer homies did. Like I had better women than my drug dealer homies did. I had stuff without having to do shit. I didn't have to do nothing strange for no change to get some shit. Okay. Now there was times when they had more physical cash than me. Like they had money. Like they had stacks. They had the physical, but I had the gift of gab. I had the game. I didn't have to have money to get what I needed to get. If I wanted to get the new Jordans, I'd just go pop at 2 or 3 girls and, hey man, Get 40 from you, 40 from you, 40 from you. I had the Jordans. Like whatever I had to do, dog. Whatever I had to do, I just talked from mine. Straight up, dog. I ain't had no money, man. I was in college, man. I go down to the McDonald's and start trying to pop at a girl at the McDonald's, dog. Throw me burgers and stuff. Whatever I had to do, dog. I didn't have enough money for my books. Hey, man, I'd have the girl, hey, take notes for me. I always got mine from the mouthpiece, bro. From that oil, bro. From that motor oil from the mouthpiece. That's how I got everything, bro. Everything. To this day, that's how I get what I got to get. But my other boys, they didn't have that. They just went out and did what they needed to do. They went out there, slung and robbed and did whatever they did. Broke into shit and stole shit and boosted and, counterfeit. I mean, niggas did everything. Okay. And I was friends with them. I was homies with them. It's always good to have them pay. Oh, yeah, man. You pay it, dog. You hit that lick. You're paying for everything. All the drinks, everything's on you. That's straight up. So, hey, man. I mean, but the criminal mind is a different breed, bro. I don't know how this cat thought this wasn't coming back. All right. Ms. Carmel said, I heard the closing arguments from the defense was no joke. Yeah, man. It's like if I wanted to be. That was one of my dreams outside of everything else was to be prosecutor, man. You know what I'm saying, or be a defensive attorney. Because when I got my degree, man, I went into the I did my internship at the public defender's office. Okay, so I had to be in there for a whole semester, dog. After school, I used to go down there and have to be reading through all those cases. And I'm telling you, it made me not want to be a prosecutor, bro. Like that shit. My first day there for my internship, the public defender called me in the office. He said, "Are you Matthew Shack? Yeah, you're going to be doing this all semester. Yeah, go over there, man. You see that pile? There was a pile of files that was held up here." He said, "That's all for this month. Start reading through them." So my first day, all I did was read through cases, bro. And you would be absolutely shocked to find out who was in those cases, bro. You would think, oh, it's just hood niggas and bums and all that. Teachers, doctors, firemen, police officers, people who you thought you could trust. I saw so many cops' names in there, so many teachers' names in there, so many neighborhood coaches from soccer, football, baseball, girls, this, that. Man, by the time lunchtime hit and I hit like this many, I was like, man, all these people all of them need to burn in hell, dog. I don't care, bro. How do you, and they had to defend them. They had to defend them. They're like Republic defenders. I was like, how do you defend these people with all this? It's like, it's my job. It's what I got to do. That's why I'm here. So I'm just letting you know, man, that there's a whole bunch of people, dog, out there who they don't got no regard for human life whatsoever, dog, at all, man. And I don't understand it, man. But hey, better them than me. I know I'm sleeping in my bed tonight. I know I'm eating well tonight. I know I'm flicking through about 700 channels. I know I got the AC on. I know I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. I ain't got to worry about it, dog. Okay. Definitely don't got to worry about nobody trying to pour no oil at me at night. Okay. All right. Straight up. All right. Doom Buggy, what's going on? What's happening? Okay. Miss Carol Mail. Hey, what's good? That's what it is, you guys, man. So Chat GPT, for those of you guys that might be coming in late, thought it was fun. I thought it might be interesting. Find out what Chat GPT says about this case, due to the fact that closing arguments is over and now it's going to the jury. And based on all the parameters, when you put in a question in Chat GPT, I mean, even if you go to Google, they have something that's called Gemini AI, and Gemini AI will read out all of that too. So I thought it was interesting to put it in there. And based on the information from Chat GPT and AI and artificial intelligence, they say it's 50-50. They say it's 50-50, bro. Okay, so you might want to go around on Monday. You might want to put in a couple of $20 bets. Don't get crazy, because you really don't want to lose no money. Take your ass, you bet a couple of shakes, some shit, hey, and on money, get you a couple of lunches, dog, or something. because it's looking pretty 50-50, y'all. It can go either way. And we'll be here for it. When that comes across, we will be here for it. But I'm telling you, if Diddy is out of this one, and how he's going to be, everybody going to act like it's the greatest thing. Care about what you heard. Nobody's going to care about the stuff that was on all that fluids and all of that. They ain't going to care about none of that. They're going to want to be at the party. Party's going to be lit, and they'll be there. You know who won't be there? Me, just like I was before. I know not getting invited, know what I accept. All right. So that's what it is, y'all, man. Make sure you all sub the channel if you haven't. But I thought it was interesting. Once again, put in Chat GPT to see what it taught, and it said it is a 50-50 situation. It could go either way, bro. All right. So, all right, man. Y'all got anything else y'all want to say to your boy, man? It's the time to do it. If not, man, enjoy your Saturday night. We will be here to mañana. Make sure you're hitting that notification bell. Make sure you understanding that we always here for you on a daily basis, man. Sub the channel. Check out MatthewShackUnfiltered.com, man, for the merch. All right, man. Love y'all, man. Matthew Shack Unfiltered.